What's up, YouTube? This is Johnny here, J.M. Harris Jr. Just doing the little video of my bourbon collection that I left off of my Beans316 Yabo video earlier this morning. And so here it is. Here's my collection. And bigger than some, not as big as many, but I like it. Let's see, we'll go through the list here. We got some Evan Williams single barrel in 2000. Really good bourbon. Then we got some, beside that, some very old Barton. And oh, cheap and good. $10.99 a fifth, can't beat it. Some Elijah Craig 12 year. Some Bullet, Knob Creek. One of my personal favorites, Woodford Reserve. We got some George Dickel, number 12. Four Roses Yellow Label. Got some Eagle Rare, 10 year. One of my other favorites, two of my other favorites right there, Buffalo Trace and Elmer T. Lee. Elmer T. Lee, excellent bourbon. If you haven't tried that out and find it in your area, definitely get it. On the back row, we got some Old Charter 10 year, another pretty cheap bourbon that's really good. Got W.L. Weller Special Reserve, not one that I'm too crazy about. Kind of learned I don't like the weeded bourbons too much. Old Forester, 86 proof, and then Buck, and it's 8-year-old bourbon. And kind of interesting about Buck is there is no Buck distiller. They buy different bottles from different distillers and they put their own blend together. It's actually pretty good. A little pricey for what it is though. But anyway, and this is the prize of my little collection there. It's Colonel E.H. Taylor's Warehouse C Tornado Surviving Bourbon. And I haven't cracked that one open yet. I'm waiting for a good reason. In fact, I just got through making my first offer on a house, so I'm thinking maybe if that thing closes, we get it. I think that might be my opportunity to crack it open. But for those of you who don't know, Colonel H. Taylor is kind of a special limited edition bourbon that's made by Buffalo Trace, same makers of Buffalo Trace bourbon right there. And this particular bourbon was up in their Warehouse C, and it got hit by a tornado. And the story is, well, it's not a story, it's actually what happened. The warehouse was ripped away, but it left the racks with the bourbon in place. And if you don't know a whole lot about bourbon, they're placed in barrels, oak barrels that are new oak barrels, and they're charred on the inside, and then bourbon gets its flavor when it goes into the barrel. It's clear, and kind of put that right here, maybe see me for a second. When bourbon goes into the barrel, it's clear. It doesn't have a whole lot of flavor. It's kind of like corn liquor, and the way it gets its color, the way it gets its flavor, is by the interplay of during the different seasons. In the summertime, it expands and it sucks through that char into the barrel, into the wood of the barrel. That's where bourbon gets its woodsy, the oak flavor, the oak notes in bourbon. And in the wintertime, it condenses, and then it gets pulled back through the char, and over that interplay, over how many years, 4, 10, 15, adds color, adds flavor to the bourbon. And so this particular bourbon, it spent a year out in the open elements. It wasn't in the warehouse. And normally a certain amount of bourbon, it evaporates. And usually it's like 10% of the barrel in the first year, and I think 3 to 5% every additional year. So over the course of a few years, you might have lost 30% of the barrel to evaporation, and there's a name for that in the bourbon industry. They call that the angel's share. And so after these barrels have been sitting out in the Kentucky summer, and the whole year basically sitting out there in the weather. They had no idea what they were going to have, and when they opened up the barrels, it had a 67% angel share. So only about a third of the barrel was left. Bourbon was left in the barrel, and they bottled it at 100 proof, and they bottled it as their Warehouse C Tornado Surviving Bourbon, and there will never be anything like it. And I'm planning on probably picking up a second bottle to keep and not open, but bourbon's for drinking. And I'm just waiting on a good time to crack this one open and try it out. But you know, just like we like pipes with a good story and tobacco with a good story, that's a bourbon with just an awesome story. So Beans316, this is just for you, trying to show off my bourbon collection. Hope everybody else enjoys it, and also enjoying that pipe. I have a video later on with my first smoke in it. I'm looking forward to it. But y'all, hope y'all enjoyed this video. It's a little different from my pipe videos, but something that hopefully y'all are interested in, and I'll talk to y'all later. Thanks.